Right, part 5. We're carrying on with Judas Priest. And you can see that. Yep, Sad Wings of Destiny. So this one, pretty sure this is a 76 press. It is a New Zealand pressing, but it's nice to have this as an original pressing. Killing Machine, again another first press. Stained glass. These are all first presses from what I understand. British Steel. This is the first Judas Priest album I actually got my teeth into, and yeah, good stuff. Another great album, Screaming for Vengeance. And what the light's doing to these records, I've got a window to my left and it's kind of looks like it's reflecting on the plastic. Okay, Firepower. This is awesome. Such a good album, really well produced. It just goes to show they've still got it, eh? Kansas, Leftoverture. I did have a few other Kansas albums, but I don't know, I think really, for me, this is really the only one I need. And this one here, so it cost me $8 New Zealand, which is about, I don't know, $5 US. And it is an original in the Court of the Crimson King. And not only that, I'm also stoked that it is on Vertigo. So very happy to have found that. It's not mint condition, unfortunately, but it's certainly very listenable, and I would certainly not say no. So I didn't. There you go, $8 well spent. And staying with King's X, I was a big King's X fan. I still am a very big King's X fan. I think they're one of rock's most underrated bands. I mean, the talent between those guys, Ty Tabor, Jerry Gaskell and Doug Pinnick, I mean, they're just very, very accomplished. I do have all their stuff up until about 2000 on CD. This is the only record I have. I should actually get more, but there's so much stuff that we all want, isn't there? Alright, Creator, Hordes of Chaos. Bit of German thrash there. Crocus. What was that one called? Yeah, Headhunter. That's a Japanese pressing of Headhunter. So we've moved from Germany to Switzerland. This one is something Rendezvous, Metal Rendezvous, yeah. I haven't really given this one a decent listen. I should, but there's a few here that I should really put more time into. Lacuna Coil, Broken Crown Halo. Really like these guys. I want to get their other album, Dark Adrenaline, but I haven't come across it yet. I really think Evanescence took a leaf from these guys' book. Very similar sort of sound. And Lamb, I don't know how many of you will be familiar with Lamb, but they're kind of a trip-hop drum and bass, I don't know, jazz sort of fusion. It's a duo, so there's two of them. I can't remember their names, but basically the guy does all the production and the music, and of course the girl does all the vocals. They work really well together. It's some really clever stuff on here. I went through a stage of sort of really liking the I don't know, the more sort of darker trip-hoppy sort of sound when it came to electronic music. And I picked this up when I was working at a record store, and it's been one of my favourites ever since. Okay, how are we going for time? Yep, we'll go through a few more. First Led Zeppelin album. Now this I think is a second pressing. As It's very early anyway. Led Zepp 2, again, it's so hard to gauge with Led Zeppelin. I mean, they were released so many times. But, you know, from the look of them, it's definitely in the 70s sometime. But that first one, I believe, was a 1970 release, I think, Led Zepp 1. Now this one's a little bit different. So this is Led Zepp 2 again. It's not a gatefold, right? So it's just one single sleeve. And it's actually, I picked it up for about 30 bucks off a guy that was getting rid of it. It's a 1969 release, I know that for a fact. But it's a promo, white label promo, Led Zepp 2 1969. It says it was printed in the USA on the back, but after doing a little bit of research and getting sort of other vinyl communities involved, it sounds like it was printed in Holland. And it was destined for the Australian market, so to go to the radio stations and drum up a bit of promotion and everything before they released it. So yeah, pretty happy to have that. I think they go for about $300 or $400 on PopPsych. So yeah, a little bit of an investment. Not that I'd ever sell it though. Led Zeppelin 3, and as you can see, it's not the little spinny wheel thing. It's the other version, but that's alright, I'll probably get the other one later. Led Zepp 4, we all know Led Zepp 4. Houses of the Holy. Again, this is a fairly early press. Physical Graffiti. Presence. Good album. I think it's a bit underrated, Presence. And just to show a bit of patriotism, we've got a bit of Lorde here. She reminds me very much of when Kate Bush started. You know, she was young, she had this totally unique style. There's a few parallels there, I think. Although Lorde's had probably a little bit of help with you know, input from various producers and that sort of thing. She's still her own style, which is something I really admire. So yeah, that's good. Alright, we'll end it there and then we'll start part 6 very shortly. We'll see you then.